Now, I know a lot of people might be thinking, alright, so have you not seen the disastrous stuff that is on Twitter? Like, have you not seen it? Because I'm not gonna lie, the whole male versus females on beats when it comes to the VTuber community, it kind of is annoying. Don't you want to kind of cover that? Yes, I do. But give me a little bit of time. I'm not gonna necessarily, because this ain't the video for it. But trust me, we will talk about it. Just give me a little bit of time, because I'm actually excited for that video when that happens and when we talk about all of it when it comes to the VTuber English side of the community. But today, as I said yesterday, I want to cover a little bit about Parallel Paradise and kind of something else on the side of that topic as well. And when it comes to Parallel Paradise, I've been on a little hiatus onto it, and I haven't really necessarily covered it a lot before in the past. I only covered it once, and really I want to come back and talk about it because I forgot how good of a book it actually was. Like, the book is still wet as hell. The pages is still leaking all over my hands. Like, it's still a messy situation that we got here. Like, if you haven't read the book, again, highly recommend that you read it. And again, if you're a Kakatsu modeler, then please let me have a Kakatsu model of one of the characters. Kia, most definitely. Kia reminds me of Himiko, and honestly, I need to see Kia. I need to see Kia. I need to see her model. I need it. I need it bad. Anyway, when it comes down to a lot of the stuff, when it comes to Parallel Paradise, we already know it's a lewd ass story. It's an isekai story, an interesting isekai version of it though, and it has a lot of stuff that you really can't show on YouTube. It has a lot of stuff that you really can't show, period, honestly. And while it will be interesting to have an anime version of this, honestly, hopefully one day, maybe after Attack on Titan is done, because you know AOT ruins things when it comes back and, you know, kill off a lot of shows that could get some traction. But definitely, hopefully it does get an anime, but I highly doubt it will, just because of how much lewd content is within it. I like mangas like this, I really do. I like creative expression when it comes to the imaginative sense of things, when it comes to topics and, you know, material like this, mainly because, you know, a lot of the time when we have a lot of people try to be imaginative and creative with their work, they don't really go overboard and go into a crazy space where you think they would, or at least they should, or you think it might just go that far, but it doesn't necessarily go that far. And it kind of sucks sometimes, because especially when you have certain situations in certain worlds that you would think would go that far and go brutally crazy, but they don't go brutally crazy. Kind of basically changing up what is common that you can do and what is allowed in the world naturally, and turning it into something else via your imagination. That's essentially what I'm trying to say here. So there is a lot of fictional works that does that, and I absolutely love it when they do challenge what is, you know, the upper limits of what a book can do, or what a certain set of medias, or what a piece of media can do. Honestly, it's nice to see when certain creations go out their way to, you know, pretty much try to challenge what a lot of people might not necessarily like or approve of, and then just try to put their own spin on it and try to change it in their way, because, you know, it's what they want to see. And essentially that's kind of like how I try to do with the Kokatsu story. There is some changes into common knowledge that we usually have, but there might be some normalcy when it comes to the story of what I'm doing, but there is obviously some changes. Like, let's say, like the whole High School DxD world, for example. We already know how High School DxD goes. A lot of people kind of already know the story of High School DxD and what happens in it. But again, I decided to say, you know what? Let me change some stuff, like Kiva's dead, or Gasper's not, you know, revealed yet, and all this other type of stuff. And that's essentially what I like to do. I like to change it up because, you know, it's not necessarily something I have to go with. I could just change it up and kind of see what happens. And essentially that's what Parallel Paradise kind of does with their material as well, because a lot of the time, would you see some random smashing just happen and it's, you know, pleasant? No. A lot of the times you'll probably get arrested just by even doing any of this that you would see, if I'm being perfectly honest. Or can you literally just touch a woman and pretty much they just start orgasming over you? No, but it's nice to see that in this manga that they challenge it like that, and they pretty much just do whatever they want. Pretty much I just like when manga have the freedom to just do what they want and imagine what they want and pretty much not worry about getting canceled or what people are thinking, just doing it and having fun with the situation that is at hand with your imagination. And that's one thing I feel like a lot of people need to let more people do, is just have more fun with your imagination. Especially if you're a content creator, because if you're a content creator, your imagination and your fun should come first over anything else. But a lot of people are so busy trying to chase behind money or followers and stuff. And granted, I'm not perfect at it either, but still, I want to at least inject some fun into things if I can. And hopefully there is some things that you guys hopefully been having fun with me on some things. But definitely when it comes down to it, I hope a lot of people I would hope to see a lot more content creators put their fun in front of them first instead of worrying about, everything else. Naturally, if you're good at it, most likely things will come your way. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it that way. I don't really see it that way either, but would like to be a bit better at it. But going back to the imaginative side of things, hell, there is some when it comes to your imagination, you can even come up with some controversial moves and try to use it for your own fun and for your own goals and benefits. For example, there's one I believe I told y'all that I was going to create a dark skinned character basically, and I did finally create that dark skinned character, and I'm just going to call them by their nickname Shushu because I don't want to reveal their full name yet. Although if you don't want to see what they look like and you really want to wait a little while before we get to reveal said character in the story, then here's a timestamp, and hopefully I put the accurate timestamp in, and you don't have to see the character. So if you don't want to see the character, then skip to this point in time basically. So this is what the character looks like, and she looking really nice, dark skinned lady, and this is an actual black character, not a tan, not no type of other type of thing. This is a black character straight up. However, I kind of changed it up a little bit. You see, while she is legitimately black and while her skin is definitely, on some ebony stuff, she's not like an African American or anything like that. She's not even she doesn't have any type of descendants from Africa, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. The concept of Africa and stuff like that does not necessarily exist to her, because I just didn't put it in the story because it's no point to put it in. I don't necessarily want to put it in because and that's kind of my point and kind of my feeling on the matter. Because yeah, a lot of the times when you see anime characters, a lot of the times when they're dark skinned characters, they're not put in just because, oh, black people representation. No, a lot of the times they put in just because they wanted to put in a dark skinned looking character. And that's kind of how it is for a lot of anime shows. Even though you might not necessarily like it that it is the case, but that kind of is the case. Essentially, this is the same for Shushu. I put her in mainly because I wanted a dark skinned character. Not for black representation personally, not for any type of black empowerment. No, I just wanted a dark skinned character because I just wanted a dark skinned character. And that's essentially it. I actually made a whole Twitter post about this in a whole thread, and I'll read it to you. I did want a dark skinned girl in the story. Yes, she's legit black, but the concept of our definition of black does not exist in her world. Even though she's an addition that comes way later, I hope she'll have a good story to tell. I created her with that detail in mind. Actually, a truth rather, in the anime I'm still writing, there is no mass amounts of humans in it. The reason for it is because humans can be foolish with how they act. Because of that, they all met some type of horrible demise, fighting over the simplest things and trying to cancel each other over some dumb reasons. And these are some reasons why humans and their way of thinking don't exist in that story. For the Kokatsu story, our real world concept of things don't exist unless I specifically mention it. So if you see a character that looks black, they might look like that, but the concept of Africa or things like that don't exist within the writing. Imagination is better when you're not confined by common knowledge and normalcy. That's why I like my story so much, even if no one else cares. I'm allowed to do and think freely about things I want to put in. If you like it, then that's a bonus. For me, it's my chance to have some fun and improve as a storyteller, so that one day, if I finish my real anime, it'll be a hit. I really hope people just enjoy the ride of what's being done. And that's kind of it, honestly. Same thing with my Kokatsu story. It's just free imaginative thinking space of what I would like to see in my personal story or like to just see maybe from my own mind and change up the rules of how normal things are, you know, and kind of just add my own detail and spin on things and just have fun with it. Again, if you like it personally, then that's a bonus. But for me, it's just me having fun, and that's essentially what it all comes down to. So even if, and I try to make the story make sense as I go, at the end of the day, I'm mainly just kind of doing it for me in my way. But again, if you do like it, then that's absolutely fine. But essentially, that's really what I wanted to cover. Basically, if you are a creator or some type of artist or some type of person that dabbles in media creation of some kind, please let your imagination run wild. You should be able to enjoy what you want to enjoy, have fun with the stuff you want to have fun with. And if people don't like it and don't accept it, give them a giant middle finger, because they don't control your mind and they don't control what you imagine. So definitely just have fun with it, enjoy what you create, and just be free with it. Honestly, I feel like a lot of the time these days, a lot of people have to just be with a lot of other people, but you don't necessarily have to be. You can just do what you want and then be free with that. So, you know, do what you like. So that's essentially what I wanted to talk about for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification anywhere else. Also follow me on Twitter to talk and like to know that's your channel. Patreon, throne gifts, and you know, subscribing would be nice if you would like to, you know, help me out in those type of areas, because again, that subscription, what the F is this? But yeah, definitely that's all I wanted to say. And until then, this has been your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.
Baby, say my name as if you got a fucking clue. Always caught up in the moment, not condoning what I do. I've been messing with my chemistry to find the better me, putting thoughts upon the page in hopes that you could get to me. Been this way since legit, my brain couldn't quit. Running from my issues, roll the pain in a spliff, fade away every hit. Nobody needed me, too afraid to commit.